Hi, this is Ricky San. I am a Pi consultant. In this video, let's talk about how to leverage remote subject matter expert when you can share your Pi data to them. First, I wanted to explain why you needed to do that. Let's say our house, right? In our house, we have so many appliances and my washer has broke and I don't know how to fix, obviously, and I'm the Pi guy, I'm not the washer guy. What I needed to do is to ask for help. I need to look at the yellow page and find a washer guy. And then from the phone or from the email conversation, once I know who can do that, I basically share with him the model number of the washer because he asked me, what washer do you have? Can you look at the tag on the washer and see what model it is, and also explain to him all the symptoms. And that's kind of what the typical household would do when they have a broken appliance, right? In this process, do you see I'm sharing some data to this company that is going to help me, right? Same situation apply when you are trying to get help on your big machine, just bigger. Then you need your subject matter expert would be more niche to know how to fix that specific pump from specific manufacturer. And this is more like we're expert on that kind of level, right? If that makes sense. And in this process, you need to share data to them to help them get your job done, right? The more the better, right? They can analyze what they need to think in-house before they come in to help you fix the problem. For my previous example, if I share the model number to them, they don't have to bring all the washer part. They can just bring that one particular washer part to my house. In case anything broke, then he can swap that for me, right? If that makes sense. So that's why sharing data to external people is important. There are six ways we could share the Pi data to external subject matter expert. That's a lot, right? You would think, it's so difficult to share data outside of the organization, right? IT won't allow that, right? Like, this is like they have to tap into our domain, and IT, this is like two organizations. I don't want to give them an account to be in our network. Then we don't want to give them VPN and all that, right? Like, that's kind of common what you would think it require. I can share with you this 6 ways, and you don't even need to give them VPN, right? So the first way is the latest Pi Vision. Have you know there is a Open Connect ID you could leverage without joining your Pi Vision to a domain. So you don't have to use domain with the Pi Vision. And then you can obviously expose your Pi Vision server website on the internet. Then your external subject matter expert would be able to tap in the data and see what they need to see. And that there is a catch to use this one, is you need to make sure that account have specific permission in your AF structure or tags, so that they don't see everything, right? They only need to see certain things. And this become a little bit cumbersome to some people if they are not setting the AF structure right. That's the first way. You could just expose Pi Vision on the internet. That's very common. Some of the companies do that too. And let them access Pi Vision, and then they could look at the data. And the next way is you are going to expose a Pi Web API on the internet, and then they will give them the URL, they will get the data, right? Pretty much kind of what it works. This way, the catch is they need to know how to use PyWeb API. It's not really, it's like a programmatical way to get the data, right? Obviously, and you have to teach them the URL, get requests, post requests, unless you have a program for them to throw them, hey, use this program, you'll be able to get the data. Otherwise, it's pretty difficult for those people who are subject matter expert not on Pi to make a program to get data from PyWeb API, pretty much, right? But that's a way, right? That's also a way you can share your data externally, and you can turn on basic authentication, then give them username, password, and you will be able to leverage this technology. So the third way is, this one is also typical, and some of them like to use that, is you are using PyDataLink with email on your PyDataLink server. This requires a little programming, which you can buy from me as well, right? Like you ask for price, but you basically share your data from an email. So you save your DataLink report to a file and attach it to an email and send it over. Then you are making PyDataLink report, and you are pulling only the data the external subject matter needs in that PyDataLink report, and you save that in a CSV. Send an email over to your external or remote subject matter expert, and then they will receive it. They could do things about the CSV file or the Excel file. Once they get that, then they have the data pretty much, right? It's a little leveraging technology, but that's a way. The fourth way we could do is to utilize the cloud as well as the technology of PyOLEDB Enterprise or the RTQP. Like you can use SQL query to get the data from Pi and throw it to the cloud. You could flow it to the Azure cloud, or you can flow it to the AWS cloud. Depends on where your target is, but it's through ODBC basically. You're pulling data periodically, not your Pi server, but through the technology of PyOLEDB Enterprise with a query. So the query is coming from the cloud to the OLEDB Enterprise, and then the OLEDB Enterprise is getting data from Pi. And that's PyData Access way, and it's a very common way to get data to the cloud. And once it is on the cloud, you can share your data, pretty much. The fifth way we can do that is through the Pi Integrator for business analytics. With Pi Integrator, you could publish it to, like you could find your data within your Pi system, right, through the Pi Integrator, and then you would skip a step, which is the programmatic SQL step, which I talked about with the OLEDB Enterprise. You don't have the SQL guy to get data from your database like Pi system. Then you would use the Pi Integrator to send the data to the cloud. They have different targets. You could dub AWS Data Lake, right? You could go pretty much Azure, Google Cloud, or AWS. Like those are the target. Like you send the data to the cloud. The difference between the last one and this one is pretty much you skip the step of making SQL data to get your data. Like you don't have to write SQL to get data from Pi. So this is also common but expensive way, because all you are skipping is the SQL writing, but you skip that, but you are paying a lot more for the integrator. But because you skip the programmatic way, skip a step, and it's easier to find your data with the tool. So that's why I charge more, I guess, right? The sixth step is to use the Aviva Data Hub. Data Hub can allow you, when you get your high data to Data Hub, you could leverage their security, share data, only the data you need to them, to the external consulting or external subject matter expert. You wouldn't to worry about people tapping into your VPN, getting your domain data. And by the way, in the older days, it's called Pi Cloud Connect. And pretty much you're sharing data to the external people within, like, external organization, right? And you could leverage the security within Pi Cloud Connect to share only the data you need and only the people you wanted to let them see, right? Sixth way of sharing data to remote subject matter experts so they can help you with solving your tasks. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'll see you next week. Bye.